It's it's quite an amazing feeling to watch this. The music I'm playing for you is from a South African uh, community region. I think the region is called Venda, and today we were going to host an amazing guest, an elder from that tribe. Her name is Gogo Pathaleni Makaulele, and Makaulule. I was connected to her by my wonderful elder Jay, who is here with us. And as you all know, we gather here every day to share African proverbs, but we also invite esteemed guests and friends who have continued to help us make the daily African proverbs possible. And Elder J is one of our amazing elders that continues to support this space. And also Zizi, who is another elder and is also on stage with us, has been an amazing supporter of this work. So today's proverb is from Nigeria, and it's currently at the top of the page. I'll pin the link so that you can actually join me on YouTube. I'm live streaming this conversation on YouTube as well. But the proverb says, "A lie can annihilate 1,000 truths." A lie can annihilate 1,000 truths. So think about your interpretation of this proverb and join us on stage if you're on Clubhouse and share your thoughts about it with us. And also, if you're on YouTube, you can drop me a comment there and share with me what this proverb means to you. But I just briefly want to pass the microphone to Jay to introduce himself. And Jay, if you feel ready, also share with us, what this proverb for today means to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi, Simon. I'm Jay. I'm from South Africa, an elder, and like you said, a grandfather and an activist still. But I am busy trying to track down whether I can get Gogo Mpateleni on the call. So can I greet and relieve the mic to Zizi while I still try to make the connection to bring her onto the Clubhouse, because there is a load shedding event, as you all know. We have an energy crisis in South Africa, and there's load shedding where she is at the moment. So I'm just trying to make contact with her on the telephone, on her mobile, to see if I can connect her in. So I thank you, Simon, and give back the mic.
Thank you so much, Elder Jay. And we will quickly pass the microphone to Zizi to introduce herself. We will come back to you, Jay. Thank you so much for helping and bringing Gogo Pataleni Makalule. I'm grateful. And Zizi, thank you so much, for your messages and always, reaching out to check in. To everyone in the room, I haven't been doing the Daily African Proverbs for the last few days. I've been under the weather since last Friday. So, Zizi has just been checking in, recommending different types of teas. I'm actually drinking tea right now. So nice to see you, Zizi. Share with us what today's proverb means to you, and hopefully you're doing well.
Thank you, Simon. I'm also trying to get Frankie. I don't know if he's here. He's in Nigeria. So I was hoping to introduce him, and he wants to get to know you. But today, I don't know if he's really here. And I'm happy to see my adopted grandson, the amazing Simon. I'm glad he's joining this community. He's from England, and he's a brilliant, genius person. So thank you for letting me speak, Simon. I love you. You're also another son of mine, and I love you very much. And I hope you feel good. And I'm saying the proverb really, to me, says that as long as you lie, you're going to forget what the truth is. So every time you lie and say a story, every time you say it, it will be different because it's not the truth. So there will be no truth, so to speak of. So thank you for all your proverbs and for trying to, talk about Africa and how African Americans are living, and all your efforts with youth and contributing musical instruments. Your work is, I'm sure your mother feels very proud of you, Simon, and I feel very proud of you too. Thank you, Simon, for asking me to contribute. And I'm glad my grandson, whom I value a lot, is going to contribute as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Zizi. I am grateful, and I'm always happy to do this. This is important work. African proverbs and African culture is important, and that's why every day it's easy for me to show up and continue bringing new African proverbs every day and instigating this conversation that allows us to to build community with each other virtually. So thank you, and Simon, thank you very much for joining us. There are not very many Simons around here, and a lot of Simons I've met are quite amazing people. So it's really nice to have you. I want to welcome everyone else in the room before I pass the microphone to Simon to share with us his thoughts about this proverb. The proverb is now pinned at the top of the page. So if you want to join me on YouTube, that's the right way to do it. And also remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel once you click the link at the top of the room. Simon, share with us what your thoughts are about this proverb. And, Simon, back then, Simon, I'm grateful that you're here. And on your profile, I see that, you're very good at social media and encouraging people, and also you just love being bald. I need to connect you with a community of other bald. There's a really nice movement actually in Kenya around being proud to have a bald and stuff like that. It's just amazing. There's a Kenyan music group known as Sauti Sol, and one of their members has been pushing this really cool agenda around, bald men and, that kind of stuff. But thank you for all the work you do with mental health, and I want to pass you the mic. Share with us your thoughts on today's proverb.
Well, thank you for such a warm welcome coming from another Simon. And yeah, absolutely. I do rarely see many Simons on here, so maybe we are a small breed of people, and the great thing on here is we can be thousands of miles away in different cultures and backgrounds, and yet here we are. You're a Simon, I'm a Simon, we're both men. I'm bald and I'm quite proud, even though sometimes I wear nice coloured hats. I'm very proud to be bald and don't mind. And thank you to Zizi, my adopted grandmother up there, who's a ray of sunshine in any room that she is in, and that's the reason why I came in. Often I'm pulled in by the people that I know, not always by the subject matter. I was having a little bit of a think about that. It was confusing my brain a little bit that a lie can annihilate 1,000 truths, because I was reading it the wrong way around. I was reading it that just trying to get my words around the right way now. A truth could, I would see it as a truth could annihilate 1,000 lies, as in, for me, a lie would disrupt all of the other things that maybe a person has said. So for instance, if I got to know and trust somebody, and the majority of what they were saying were truths, it would be the lie that I would probably remember. Now, I'm a forgiving person, so I would probably forgive and forget kind of thing. And I know that in the past I've been in difficult places with mental health, and I lied as a child to remain alive because of things that were happening that I'm not going to go into on here kind of thing. And I learned that to survive kind of thing, but I also realized in my adult age that it's wrong. So I have to admit, I'm still reading it, and I can't get my head round a lie can annihilate 1,000 truths. So if you want to explain to me, Simon, I can't get my head around it, because to me it looks like it's the wrong way round.
Simon, I see Gogo Pataleni has joined, so he's in.
Yes,
and I hope fantastic. That it lasts. So I think you should give her the opportunity to explore what you wanted to discuss.
Yes, thank you so much. And Simon, thank you so much for your comments. Gogo Mpateleni, I'm really grateful that you made the time to join us today. I just want to welcome you. And for those who are just joining us, I'm just moving Gogo next to me so that we can at least make her visible for a moment. And Gogo is a wonderful elder and leader that I connected with through Elder J Naidu, who is also with us on stage. And Elder J has contributed to the space that we are having today since the very beginning. And Gogo Mpateleni took Elder J and also a group of other leaders, spiritual leaders from different parts of Africa to a region of South Africa known as Venda, and they were together for a number of retreats in the middle of the jungles, and they learned a lot. And I wanted just for you, Gogo Mfateleni, share with us briefly about how the time that you and Jay and everyone else spent together was, and also share with us just briefly about how Venda looks like. I just want you to paint the picture of Venda, where you are all at, before we go into today's proverb. Thank you again for making the time.
I don't know if I am audible or not, because it's the first time I use this.
You sound very clear. You sound wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep going.
Thank you. My name is Mpateleni. Mpateleni is a name formed from the verb upata, which means to build. Building, not construction. To make something to be built. Then this is the name which I respect, because my father gave me this name because of many reasons. In short, I trust my father gave me this name to build again the tradition, the culture, the way of life according to our indigenous ways, because my father was a healer and also a traditional farmer and also a traditional leader. During the time when I was born, when I listened to the stories all my life is still from my mother, my father struggled a lot, because there were times where the traditional healing and our traditional culture was labeled to be backward, demon, and Christian. That's the meaning of that name, because it is what I see from my life. What I'm doing also, I'm seeing these challenges that African culture is not well accommodated. Even now, presently, like now we are doing this meeting, it is better. There is an ear on it. And then Venda is the home where we really live in indigenous ways. And we are in the area where we have mountains, big mountains. We have big indigenous forest. We were having big rivers. And in this forest, there are sacred sites. And these sacred sites, for us, they are the temple, if I talk about today's conditions. And these are the mountains, the rivers. The forest is our spiritual homes. It's like our temples. And this is what has been the tragedies of the colonial, the apartheid in South Africa. That
This is Simon speaking. my guest is using the app for the very first time. Maybe the first 5 minutes, and she's already speaking on Clubhouse. So I think she might have left the room by mistake. But welcome. We are in the African Father in America Club, and if you haven't followed the club yet, I encourage you to do so. And also, if you're joining us on YouTube, I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm just grateful that we are able to be joined here by Gogo Mpateleni Makaule, who is in South Africa, and she was sharing with us a little bit about Venda, where she grew up. I want to try and locate her on Clubhouse because sometime, and also I want to, let's see. Yeah, Zizi, could you also just type her name and try locating her, because if you're new to Clubhouse, she might be in a different room and she might not know how to get back to this room. And Jay, you might have to call her so that we help guide her back to this room, and you can use the link on WhatsApp for her to get back to this room. To everyone else who is listening, thank you so much for being patient with us. We are being joined by an amazing elder and spiritual leader, and someone who understands not only the Venda spirituality and customs and traditions and approach to the ancient wisdom systems of Africa, but is someone who is truly amazing and humble. Gogo, please continue. We lost you for a moment. You can just unmute your microphone and continue. You are sharing with us, your relationship to the mountains and the trees. And if you want to unmute your microphone, you go to the bottom right corner of your screen. You'll see something that looks like a microphone at the very bottom right corner of your screen on Clubhouse. And you'll just be able, there you go. Perfect.
I'm sorry, this technology thing.
No, you're doing great. You don't need to apologize. Keep going.
Technology.
Simon, I think you can unmute her.
I don't know if I was still audible.
Oh, yes. You are audible. You are audible. Keep going. We lost you where you are speaking about, Gogo, can you hear me?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is Simon. I don't think she hears me.
Yes.
Oh, you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So if you hear me, I would love for you to just continue sharing with us, a picture of what Venda looks like. You are painting for us, your relationship with nature. Please proceed from there.
I didn't get you.
Oh, can you hear me now? I was asking that, if you can hear me. When we lost connection, when we lost you earlier, you were sharing with us about your relationship with nature and how, and how that's a, a beautiful way for you to begin painting for us what Venda looks like. That was the first question you are responding to, if you can hear me.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Venda is a home of indigenous forest, big mountains, rivers. And in this indigenous forest of mountains and rivers, into the indigenous forest is the home of the sacred site, and is the home of our spirituality. We have a sacred site, we call them Ripo. And these places are the places where, from the experiences when we are living, this is where the spirituality comes from. This is where the healing comes from. This is where the well-being comes from. We are very connected to this forest. And but the challenges of the colonial and the apartheid disconnect people from the value of these places. As firstly, they disconnect away the spiritual practices, calling them demon or demonizing them, and Christian, you will go to hell. Secondly, the food which we find from these beautiful forests were also outdated as an outdated life. Food should come from cultivation in another way where it's no longer natural food. And to go deeper in shortening, food was that it will be found from cultivation by these chemicals and also found from the shop. And that disconnects people from the nature or from the forest. Water also, we've been disconnected from the values of the river. For us, the Bavenda people, we see the river, we see the sacredness, we see the spirituality, because even the fountain where we collect river, where we collect water, we don't just see the bowel of something which carries water. We connect with all the plants surrounding the spring, animals, snakes, like in Venda tradition. Every well or fountain, when we collect water, there is a water snake which stays there, which must not be killed. And that connection through imposing some of the thinking, some of the ways of disconnecting people, and the weapon which they use it is the missionary thinking that they must disconnect us from our spiritual path. Like a snake today, not today now, from the past when I was growing, when we started to be told that if you practice your indigenous way, you will be told the snake is an enemy. Snake is a witch. And that is the disconnection which they did. And also these mountains, the forest, they also carry our totems. Like myself, my totem is a warthog and bush pig. If I'm sick, I went through sicknesses, but it's for praising the totem, the name of the sacred forest, and drinking water there from the spring, and saying the prayer according to the way of indigenous prayer, what that connects through the forest to the healed, and that way has been disconnected. And this is what we were sharing with Elder Jane Naido and in Tomakazi Rutendo when they go to visit the Tate. Tate is a huge sacred forest which many rivers, even almost all the rivers, is the highest peak of Zoutpansberg. Water starts there. Many rivers start there. And we also went to another sacred forest, Butanda. It is another sacred forest next to Tate. And this is where the rain comes from there, while these people, they do their rituals there. And this is where we take Boje Naido and Rutendo there. And also we sit and we were talking about how Africa can revive the indigenous knowledge for the practice of daily life, not just to record it in the computer or in the book or these theses which lie in the library. Our dialogues was about to make this alive, looking at the way now, where do we want to go if we want the well-being, and the whole discussion which was happening. For us as indigenous understanders, well-being will come after we respect the forest, the land as sacred. I will stop there. That's how I understand life.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is really a privilege for me, and I just want to thank you again, Gogo Pateleni, for being here with us, and also I want to thank everyone else who have joined us for our conversation, from Zizi, Lovell, BB, Marlene, Dr. MD Williams, Frankie, and also Elder J, who introduced us to Gogo Pateleni. Elder J, I want to quickly ask you one question before we come back to our special guest. Why is it that is important to you to connect with, Gogo Mpateleni, to connect with Gogo Rutendo, to connect with me? I feel that, you're a glue that connects so many people. And I just wanted you to share with us, why is making these connections important to you, and how is that connected to, ancient African wisdom, and also how can we apply that in our day-to-day life as people in this room, and also people who are going to be watching and listening to our conversation today. Thank you so much.
Simon, what a question. The answer to which I can all say in deep humility that I'm still working on it. And that's a journey of discovery, the joy of learning, of being the student, because that's what we all are. We are all wisdom keepers, but sometimes we are the student and sometimes we are the teacher. So I think the art of listening, not with the head, but the heart, is something that's sadly missing in our humanity. It's all about the mind, and even COP26, fails to produce a result that gives hope to generations that follow us. And I struggle with that, because to create what we are, I played a very critical role in my small way to construct a democracy that brought hope. And I look today at young people, whether they're marching in the streets of Glasgow, or whether in Johannesburg or Delhi or Seattle. Simon, there's been a breakdown of intergenerational trust. And so I get up every morning trying to say, what did I miss? What do we all have to unlearn, and what do we have to learn again? And how far back do we have to go? And how much do we have to learn to listen to younger people? And so I search for those answers, and I connect to people like Gogo Mpateleni, who her experience and wisdom is not based on the PhD or master's that she's doing. It's based on an ancient wisdom that has been passed on orally from generation to generation. So when I sit at her feet, and with those beautiful women that I'm sitting between in my logo, I am very humbled, because I realize that my ignorance is far greater than my knowledge. And somehow in this dark night where, we're all looking for the light, I also realize that through this pain lies hope. And if we work together in an awakened, conscious way across different generations, and without prejudice, drawing from the ancient wisdom or modern science, but find the shared humanity, which is love, interconnection, indivisibility that Gogo Mpateleni talks about, because we all want to be good ancestors. And when I talk about good ancestors, I'm not talking about the human lineage, but as Gogo Mpateleni tried to explain in her great humility, it is the mountain, it is the forest, it is the river. It all carries the memories of our ancestors. It all is connected to us through this web of energy that ultimately we all are part of. So every day is a new journey, and every generation should be supported to look with untinted eyes at the breadth of the human experience from the ancient of ancient times, and say there is wisdom there. We may not have had a university, but there was wisdom. And that's what we're trying to cultivate here. And why I do what I do, and it's an honor to do it. I thank you.
Thank you so much, Jay. I'm grateful for your response. And now again, I want to welcome everyone who is joining us here on Clubhouse. I love intimate spaces. I love spaces where, we are literally like around the village fire. And in this situation, we have, real elders with us in the room, and we are basking from the warmth of their knowledge. So thank you again, Jay. If you are in the room, I want to encourage you to join us on the stage. That way you can share your comments on today's proverb and or some of the, wonderful words of wisdom that we are hearing from, Gogo, Mpateleni, and also Jay. Now I want to come back to you, my wonderful elder Gogo Mpateleni. One of the things I admire about everything you shared with us is also the importance of how, no matter where we are in the world, we can still embrace the African way of life, but also remember where we came from and where we are going. But a lot of the time, there's not enough knowledge out there. For example, right now everybody is focused on COP26, and people are worried about the state of the world, especially the condition of the environment. But to me, a lot of the time, I believe that unless we embrace and also put African spirituality and African wisdom and African proverbs at the forefront of the effort to mitigate things like climate change and the state of how people live, how to eradicate poverty, and even dealing with the pandemic, I think we are going to struggle a lot. So I wanted you to just quickly and share with us. I know this is something you can't share briefly, but I want you to think about, from your perspective, what are some African spiritual systems that any African out there needs to understand that can keep us connected to our heritage, and also, with this knowledge, how can we be responsible for engaging with what's going on, whether it's with protecting the earth, whether it's with protecting even our families. How, share with us a little bit around that. Okay, Gogo Mpateleni, you can go to the bottom right corner of your screen and you can unmute. And just let me know if I need to repeat the question. I just want you to share with us, from your perspective, African spiritual systems or practices that we can learn, and also how we can apply them in the current conversation, where we are all actually required to take action when it comes to environmental protection, and also even protecting our spaces and creating more spaces for us to thrive as a community globally. Okay, even as a moderator, I can't actually I can't unmute her. So Zizi, I thought I could, but I can't. So again, I want to welcome you all, to the Daily African Proverbs. Typically, we normally have the title of the room as the Daily African Proverbs, and today we changed the format. We put the actual proverb as the topic of the room, and I'm just curious. I want to know from those who have attended this room consistently in the past. Share with me whether we should keep it this way or whether we should take it back to what it used to look like. But at this moment, I want to, just give Elder J and Gogo Mpatileni a moment and come back to Zizi and Lovell and Bibi and Marlen and Dr. M.D. Williams, as well as Frankie. I just want to, briefly hear from you in regards to today's proverb. So tweet size comments in regards to your interpretation of the proverb, and also your thoughts about the change of the format of how we are placing the title of the room. Thank you again for joining us. Zizi, share with us Zizi, you already shared with us your thoughts, but I'll pass you the mic one more time.
Thank you, Simon. I, to be honest, I prefer that you put the Proverbs first as the title of the room, and then you put the question of the proverb underneath that, because I think people will get lost this way. I think it's important to put the African proverbs on top and this one below it. At least that's my perspective. And about the lie can annihilate 1,000 truths, I'm not sure that this one would mean that one lie can annihilate all truths. I think it's very difficult. When I shared that, I said that the lie, you can never really be a good liar because you'll always remember other things. But I think a lie alone, a truth can annihilate 1,000 truths, 1,000 lies, but not the lie. I don't think a lie can ever annihilate the truth that exists. So that's my perspective. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jay. When you shared, it reminded me about another saying that we have in my tribe. I come from the Luo tribe in Kenya, and the saying goes, Kudni achiel to ringo, and it means one worm is enough. Like one worm is enough to make a whole piece of meat get rotten, So, in this case, if I were to interpret it from that perspective, it would mean that, you might, as a leader, for example, let's say, even if we look in the corporate world, if we look at Facebook, Facebook is so big that it's a leader, in the world. And because Facebook has been caught in so many, inappropriate situations, or, you find that controversies and so too many problems, you find that the value that Facebook presents has been eaten away, even leaders have the same challenge. They might be doing a good job, and then you do something terrible, you're in for it, anyhow. So I wanted to share that perspective briefly, and pass the microphone to Lovell to also share with us your thoughts about today's proverb, and then we'll come back to Elder J and the wonderful Gogo Mpatileni to close us out. Lovell, the microphone is yours.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone on the platform. I think that you should continue to use the Proverbs of Africans as your title, and then the subtitle would be whatever you're speaking on that day of on the platform. I'm just so excited to be here on the platform because I'm a student here to learn and to listen. I'm also very excited to know about my culture in Africa, the surroundings, the agriculture, the healing, everything. It's amazing to be on the platform with you, Simon. I thank you for allowing me to speak on your platform. And everything's just going to work out, Everything's going to work out in divine timing. So we must just continue to work forward, focus, keep our minds and thinking of what we're supposed to do and helping the world. So I must, just yield my mic.
Thank you so much, Lovell. I'm grateful for your share. Now we are going to hear from Bibi. Bibi, it's been a while since I heard your voice. I hope you and the family are doing well. Share with us, your interpretation of today's proverb.
Thank you so much, Simon. Hi, Umi. I haven't seen you in forever. And I'm glad you're feeling so much better, Simon. And to me, this daily African room has always been like, if you go to therapy or if you go to church and you truly go there to learn and kind of like heal, I feel like this is how it's been for me, like going to therapy and coming back all relieved and much better. And when you don't go to church for a long time or therapy for a long time, you kind of feel like you've been missing so much and something is completely off. And that's how it's been for me, because I haven't been here in a minute and I've been missing it. So for today's proverb, a lie can annihilate 1,000 truths. Oh my goodness. That to me, I feel like it resonates with me so much today, because for as many times I've been called a witch. I wish that was true, because I would love to have a witch's power, and I've been hearing that a lot since I was little, mostly because I dream, and I thought everybody dreamt, but apparently not everybody can remember their dreams, and I can decipher some dreams and interpret them. And my grandma, also growing up, she was a big dreamer, and she used to help me interpret them. Like, she used to teach me all these things. So it stuck with me. And when she passed on, like, it really hurt me so bad, because for so long I haven't I felt like that gift has left me. But little by little it came back, and I feel like after the accident, a lot of that has come back full circle, and I can consciously be together with my subconscious self and actually see what's going on in the dream, and I'll be able to wake up with more clarity with it. So as far as the proverb goes, my wish is like, I wish it was true that I was a witch, so that way it's like all the lies they say about witches can subside, because my personal take, I really don't think having the gift to be able to know something is off, it's not a bad thing, and that's my interpretation. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's so great. You will always become what you really desire, so you probably have the powers to be a witch and you just don't know yet, so keep dreaming and thinking about it and working on it, and also, you can connect with someone like Gogo Mpatheleni, and she can connect you with other witches who can also, mentor you, because everything can also be learned. I remember there's a story about an Irish man that got married to a Kenyan lady in an island called Mfangano, and Mfangano is on Lake Victoria, and it's very famous for witches and night runners especially. And I need to bring some night runners and have conversations with people like that in this room too. Anyhow, so this Kenyan lady trained this Irish man how to be a night runner. They didn't even do it intentionally. It's how you live together, and he went to Ireland, and night running, you have spiritual powers. You run, even if you're very old, you run so fast, and you just entertain yourself at night by running. And some night runners take it to the extreme and they torment people. They knock at people's doors. They give people sleepless nights. So there is good night runners and bad night runners. It's been documented by the BBC. So I feel that if this Irishman learned it, anybody else can learn it. And also, there are so many other examples that I could share. Maybe we need to have a room around this sometime. But I want to welcome everyone.
Yes.
And then pass the mic to you, Mal, and just share with us briefly, your comments on today's proverb. The proverb, for those who cannot read it, it says, "A lie can annihilate 1,000 truths." And today I've really been privileged. Our special guest has been Gogo Mpatheleni Makaulele, who is a spiritual leader from the Venda tribe in South Africa. And she painted a beautiful picture of what Venda looks like. And she was also sharing with us some African spiritual systems and just ways of being, how we can relate to nature and how we can be responsible, especially in this time when people are advocating for us to take better care of of the planet. There was over $100 billion that was committed by a number of countries that attended the COP26 conference in Scotland this week. And so it's important that we pay attention to what people like Gogo Mpatheleni and Jay, and also the wonderful Gogo Rutendo, who is in the room. I want you to also follow her. Tomorrow we will be here with her as well, and we will be sharing amazing we will be sharing amazing things. We will be reflecting on what happened around Africa this past week. We will be talking about how the proverb that we will be discussing is connected to what happened this past week around the continent, and also just around the world. And then we'll be talking about from African spiritual perspective, what does it mean? What does what we just witnessed around the world in the past week mean? But also we will talk about what would this amazing scholar and spiritual leader Credo Mutua, what would Credo Mutua think about what just happened around the world? We'll be sharing excerpts from Credo Mutua's book as well in some of our conversations every Thursday. So thank you so much for your love and support. Really, now we want to hear from Marlon briefly, and then Dr. M.D. Williams, and then Frankie. Thank you all so much. Marlon.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you so much allowing me on these on your stages. Hi ZZ, hi BB, hi Jay, everybody. So good to meet you, Lovell. Before I give my brief interpretation, I just wanted to say, BB sister, I really resonated with everything that you said. I'm a Bruja myself. I'm a witch. It's something that has always been inside of me. So I just teach myself. I don't like Google things or ask people. It's just things that I do to heal myself and at least one other person so far. But I just love the idea of doing a room like that, Simon, because it could also take away the stigma. Like the night runners, it was my first time hearing about that, but I'm very interested. So please invite me to that. In my dreams, I have sleep solution because I'm not just a bruja. I'm a Hayoka, which is the highest empath. And while I sleep in my dreams, I find solutions. And those things that you were saying, BB, I just really resonated. So I'm with you on that. So about the topic, a lie can annihilate 1,000 truths. So I feel like we're tribal people, as a lot of you I'm sure feel as well. Africa is our motherland, and we, and even here in the United States, Hayoka comes from the Lakota Sioux tribes, So we're meant to be in these groups where we don't lie to each other. We just are accepted, no matter what kind of ability, disability, or I'm neurodivergent. I'm just like everything, So I'm all over the place, as you can tell. But so everybody has a place, and I don't feel like there's a reason to lie. There's no baggage that is brought. Everybody's accepted, and there's no petri dish for lying, like there is in so many current societies, like in America. It's just really sickening to watch. Yeah. So basically, you know, also in my experience, to end this off, is that for me, like I feel terrible, like when if I think about lying or something, even if it's going to be a white lie, it just does not feel good. So um, I don't quite understand that mentality, but yeah, that's my interpretation. That yeah, definitely I can't trust anyone that lies to me. It's like you're done. It's like you're gone. I cannot associate with you anymore. It's like I protect my energy and my time so fiercely that I also only go into spaces now in Clubhouse that I feel whole in, and this is one of them. So I appreciate the time, Simon. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you very much, Marlene. I appreciate your presence as well and your share. Dr. M.D. Williams, thank you again for your continued support. It means a lot to see the comments that you leave on the YouTube videos, from this room. And, it's just amazing. That's one thing that you can all do as well. After our conversation here, the video and the audio is also available for you to share and engage with in case you missed any part of it. And also, in case you want to revisit this conversation, which I do, I always listen to this conversation immediately, maybe an hour or so after, because I just want to get better so that I do a better job the next day. But also, I learn a lot about people who attend this room, and I gain a lot more knowledge whenever I revisit these conversations. So if you want to do that, my YouTube channel is Simon Javan Okelo. Subscribe, leave your comment, and share today's video and also tomorrow's, but also we have previous ones. And then my podcast is African Father in America. That's available on all podcasting platforms. Again, thank you for being here. Let's hear from you, my brother.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the opportunity to come on your platform, and it's my pleasure to serve. And I appreciate this platform so much. I will be honest, I've never attended any room or been on Clubhouse as much until I started attending this room, because it makes a lot of sense, especially for Black or African American people in the United States that is so disconnected from our heritage. But and I can go on with that, but I'm going to move forward and talk about first off, the elders. Thank you for those wonderful words. I agree with you wholeheartedly that there is a disconnect somewhere, and it lies back with this proverb, because a lie was told. When it comes to to intercultural truth. A lie. There was a lie that was told that was so big that our younger generations and our future generations are believing these lies. I always talk to my daughter. My youngest is 24 years old. And I always tell her, your generation is being bamboozled. Your generation is being bamboozled. And she's always asking me, how, and then we go deep into those discussions. But a lot, this proverb works both ways, and I agree with the people that spoke before. This proverb works both ways. A lie can annihilate 1,000 truths, but one truth can annihilate 1,000 lies. I'll give you a brief example. When I first got started in business over a decade ago, I was building a marketing team. And anybody that works with me know that I put my heart into everything that I do, and I believe wholeheartedly in everything that I do. And I was helping people achieve an entrepreneurship. We were. I believed in the products that we have and the services that we had, and people were building. People were, average everyday people were actually doing something extraordinary. That they never thought that they could do, and they were being good entrepreneurs, and they were providing extra income into their households. And I was helping them, I was training them, I was leading them, and they were helping lead me. And then all because somebody wanted to maintain their ego. Um, lie was told. And what was amazing is even though I'd done all that hard work, even though the people that work with me, they knew me, they know, Dr. Williams, they know me, but that one lie destroyed my entire business, and just crumbled it, but I don't let a lie destroy me. I don't let a lie define me. I have been lied on. I have been lied to. But I laugh at it because I know it doesn't have the power of truth. And like I said, when people get to know me, I've actually had people come back years later. It's like, I should have known better. I should have known better because I know the truth. I know you. And I look forward now, years later, you're still the same person you were when you were helping me. You just got better at it, but you're still the same person. So I totally get that, and agreeing with the elders and saying that a lie was told when black people and Africans was brought over to the United States. We were taught to stigmatize our own culture. We were taught to not believe in our own culture, and that's been done for generations. And that's where the disconnect is. And what's amazing is we got people like Simon and the elders and people across the world coming back and saying, listen, this is, your culture is about this. This is what you're really about, not what you've been taught. And to close out, that is something that I don't agree with a lot of things that's going on, especially here in the United States. And being a black man, I always say, if you destroy the evidence of wrongdoing, then most people believe that wrongdoing never happened. But just because the evidence is destroyed doesn't mean the wrongdoing didn't happen. But how do we teach our younger generation not to repeat the process, not to fall into the being bamboozled or fall into this one lie, destroying the thousand truths that our African heritage has built for years? I yield my mic.
Wow, thank you very much. For your contribution as well. Frankie, share with us your thoughts about today's proverb. Thanks again for being here with us.
Hi, Simon. Hi, every single person here. It's afternoon here, so I'll say good afternoon. I just saw the topic. Thank you, Zizi, for also inviting me here. That's my beautiful auntie Zizi.
Hey, Frank. I remember you now. I was told much about you by Zizi. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
He's the famous singer, Simon.
Thank you, auntie Zizi. Okay, so I'm a Nigerian. I live in Lagos, Nigeria, and back to the topic. A lie can annihilate a thousand truths. Now, I could see this from different perspectives, but I'll just try and talk about one and see if I can picture on another perspective. Now, the first perspective would be the perspective of it's sometimes you have you've been told several things, as a child. You've been told several things, or you met several things, and you met how they were being done, and the norm was this is how it should be done. Because obviously most of our developing age or developing years, like the little when you're small from age 1 to like 10, I think these are your formative years, and whatever you take in is what you become a product of. And you grow to a point where you start getting exposed. You start looking for awareness, conscious. You want to be conscious. You want to know more because life obviously is beginning to open you up to different things that kind of contradict what you have been told about possibly where you're from, you know who you are, and you start questioning some of those things. Now, it can be a weight on you. It can be heavy on you when you've hit on several lies that you took or believed as truth for a long time. It's obviously gonna most times overpower the truth, the little truth you started gathering. that's helping you open up to life. And that is one perspective. The other perspective is getting, you know, how you trust people so much and everything they say goes. And eventually, it's possible they've been telling you truth over and over again. And the moment they tell a lie can make you doubt every single truth you have been told, even if those truths were actually truths. So I think this is my own interpretation or my own perspective of the topic. A lie can annihilate 1,000 truths. Thank you. I'm Frankie Walter.
Thank you very much, my dear Frankie, and welcome. Welcome anytime. Let me know. What time is it in Lagos now, by the way?
It's 4:01 p.m. right now.
Okay, great.
That's past 4 p.m.
Perfect. Well,
A
great.
minute past 4 p.m.
Perfect. Great. I'll reach out now that we are connected, so that we can potentially have you as a guest and have a longer conversation. But I want to share the microphone with Jay. I know that it's because of connection that we lost our guest for today, and our guest today has been Gogo Mpatheleni Makaulele. Now, I was meeting her for the first time, and I feel that this year I have been very lucky. I have met some of the most revered spiritual leaders from across Africa, and I feel like this just began. I can't believe that I was able to connect with someone from the Venda tribe. I played some music from Venda earlier on at the very beginning of this conversation, and you should research and just learn more, but also listen to my conversation with Gogo Rutendo Ngara that happened last Thursday, and is also happening tomorrow. By the way, join us tomorrow, same time. But really, I feel like I'm being renewed whenever I have conversations with these amazing elders. And also, Jay, thank you for your continued support, behind the scene. And thank you for being the closest person that understands what we do with the Daily African Proverbs from Seattle. Many people don't really understand the impact of this work. So thank you for being here. I'll pass you the mic so that you can share your comments on today's proverb and also close us out. Share the closing remark, and then we'll end our room after that. Thank you so much, Jay.
Dear brother Simon and Zizi, I'm so happy to see you. And of course, BB as well. Absolutely. I'm so happy to see you. And there are individuals in this room that if it was not for the Daily African Proverb room, there's just no way we could have made this invaluable and special connection with individuals that have so much love and care and kindness, and they're so incredibly thoughtful and really striving to know the truth, and really striving to give of themselves in ways that will benefit other people in a healthy, wholesome way. So I miss this room terribly when I can't find it, or it's unavailable for any reason. About that lie, I think about how easy it is for us, number one, I'll just say myself, to focus on something I've done wrong and to remember what I've done wrong, and rather than all the good that I've done, or something that someone has done to me that was wrong, even though so many wonderful things may have happened, and where you're extremely blessed and individuals have given to you in ways that have really enriched your life. You remember that one time you were hurt. So the same thing about a lie. There's something about a lie that will dim the light and annihilate 1,000 truths. And I don't know if it's something within man, our nature, that our energy and our thoughts will focus on that lie. Going to the Bible in 2 Thessalonians, this is one of the first things that came to mind, that God will, for those that believe in Scripture and believe in the Bible, that God will send you a strong delusion. I mean, you are so against the truth that He'll send you a strong delusion where you would rather believe a lie over the truth. And just seeing how this has started to be so obvious and in your face, and not something that's hidden or behind the scenes or in a closet, but it's in your face, and people would choose to believe a lie rather than all the truths that are available to you if you only open your eyes, open your mind, open your heart. So in my closing, I would just like to say again how much I wish other people would gravitate to this room, because there are so many. This particular room is really trying hard to help people to understand and to see and to value and to embrace what is true, what is really true for you as a human being, what is really true for you in your relationship with others, what's really true for you in terms of your past, depending on your culture, and what's really true for you in terms of being the best human being and the best person that you can be. This is Jay. Thank you so much, Simon, for always being so consistent. And if I hear a lie about you, I'm not going to believe it, okay? This is Jay, and I'm done speaking.
Oh, Jay, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm extremely grateful. I am also extremely grateful to everyone else in the room, from Powell to Uzuri, MK, Elum, Faline, Dr. Moby, the Explorer. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for being here. And Jelly and Roger, Ahadi, Dr. Wanda, Darin, Mala, of course, Jay, who just spoke, and Frankie, and Dr. MD Williams, and Marlene, and Bibi, and Lovell, and Zizi. Thank you so much for being here. I want to ask you to check out the African Father in America Club, and then go to the calendar. You'll find events listed there that are happening. Or go to my profile and find the events that are happening here in the African Father in America Club, and then tap the bell so that you're notified. You have it in your notification so that you join us when we do this tomorrow. But later on today, in the One Vibe Africa Club, we are also hosting a room at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's focused on travel. It's focused on 3 hidden travel gems in Africa. So come with the 3 places that you visited in Africa that you want to talk about, or 3 places that you'd like to visit in Africa that you want to talk about. I will be talking about, a trip I'm planning, 2 trips I'm planning next year to Kenya, one in July and also one in September. So come and learn more. And also really, this week is going to be amazing in terms of who I am going to be hosting for this morning conversation. And, for example, tomorrow we have Gogo Rutendo Ngara from Zimbabwe. She lives in South Africa. She was in the room with us for a while. Then on Friday, I'm hosting an author, a children's book author. His name is Malik. And then, on Saturday, I'm hosting another children's book author from Seattle. I think his name is Jarrett. I will have all this, lined up by tomorrow. And then on Sunday, I'm hosting in the African Wisdom Club. I'm hosting one of the few archbishops in Kenya. His name is Dr. Ogonyongede. He's he has an amazing story. So as you can see, I'm hosting a diverse variety of guests, from spiritual African spiritual leaders, and for me, I'm just interested in inspiring us to tell our own stories, inspiring us to embrace our own culture, and for us to work together to make our ancestors smile, for them to know that we are taking it a little further, we are advancing the mission further than where they left it, So that's the work that we are doing here, one proverb at a time. So thank you again for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm grateful.
America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Java.